Hey, this is Ryan from Web Eminence, and in this video, I'm giving my personal take on Performance Max campaigns and showing some real results in actual accounts. Performance Max campaigns were released in around mid-2022 and replaced other campaign types like local campaigns and smart shopping. If we take a look at the first paragraph in the Google Ads help doc, it says, Performance Max is a new goal-based campaign type that allows performance advertisers to access all of their Google Ads inventory from a single campaign. It's designed to complement your keyword-based search campaigns to help you find more converting customers across all of Google's channels like YouTube, Display, Search, Discover, Gmail, and Maps. So I'm not going to go through setting up Performance Max campaigns in detail, but you basically add text, image, and video assets along with audience signals, and Google pretty much does the rest. So it's akin to smart campaigns that do most of the work for you but give you really little control. With Performance Max campaigns, it's important to have your conversion tracking dialed in because these campaigns rely on your conversions and goals. There's no manual bid strategy on these campaigns. And before we go any further, how awful is the name Performance Max? I'm already getting tired of saying it in this video. So Google is often coming up with questionable names and then changing them very quickly. I'm guessing this one has to be on the chopping block already. It's a mouthful at 4 syllables and it's also super vague. They could have just called it Max to at least keep it short. Some people shorten it to Pmax, but then it sounds like an injection a middle-aged man might get at a local men's clinic. So apart from the name, I am having some success with Performance Max campaigns. So as much as I'd like to, I can't totally write them off. I'm viewing them as a supplement to the main search campaigns that I'm running for clients. I like that they allow me to get some visibility on all of Google channels with just one campaign. So I usually allocate about 10 to 20% of my budget to them, and it's usually on accounts that are pretty aggressive and not very budget constrained. So one of the biggest cons on Pmax campaigns right now is there's very little reporting on who your ads are showing to and where they're showing. So I'll go over to my screen to get into that a little more and show you some real results. Okay, so let me show you 2 accounts where I'm actually running Performance Max and have been for several months and seen pretty decent results. This first account is like a med spa, actually running 2 Pmax campaigns in this account because it's 2 different types of services, a men's clinic and like a women's med spa. So you see we got all these different types of campaigns running. One downside to Performance Max is all you do is put in all your assets, videos, text, your web page, and then it just kind of goes. So I don't really know what keywords it's showing for. It just uses my conversion goals to try to get more conversions. So it kind of works off of these campaigns. So this is a great example of an account where it probably is going to work. It's got a lot of data for different services and product types. So anyway, I'm running these. This account spending about $12,000 in the last 30 days. So pretty decent spend account. The cost per conversion, even though we're not tracking everything on this account in terms of conversions, we can still use this as a benchmark to compare to Performance Max. So $122 average for the last 30 days for conversions that we are tracking. And you see these 2 Performance Max campaigns. One of them's around $30 cost per conversion and one of them's around $16. So obviously a really cheap cost per conversion, and it's getting pretty good volume. I mean, it's the highest number of conversions. These 2 Performance Max campaigns are the 2 highest converting campaigns. So it's really hard to argue against that, even though I'm not sure where they're coming from or what types of services they're even interested in. One issue is some of these could be branded searches. So obviously you're going to always get a better cost per conversion, better conversion numbers when people are searching for your brand. So I don't always target those with campaigns. You're going to get some of that with Performance Max, maybe some competitor searches. So you can't weed those out currently with negative keywords, but my Google rep has offered to add those manually. They can do it on their end. So I'm not sure if I'm doing it on this account. So some of these are going to be branded searches. Let me show you one other account that is an ER, an emergency center in Texas, I believe. So we're running one main campaign here. It's getting leads for about $86. And then we're running this Performance Max campaign. It's getting leads for about $18. So again, a really good result. It's hard to argue with that. It's hard to not run it. And actually, this was the entire year. So let me go back to the last 30 days, but it's similar. $78 versus $13 for the last 30 days. So again, with Performance Max, you don't have a lot of data. I mean, I can see the conversions here, their calls, their contact forms, just like my main search campaign. The only data they're really giving me is if you click on reports at the top, I can go to predefined reports. Under other, I can go to Performance Max campaigns placement. And they weren't giving you this in the beginning, but they just introduced this in the last few months. So I can basically see the apps, the placements where I'm showing. So there's going to be some big sites in here like news sites, Fox News, CBS 7, AccuWeather, just sites that people are on all the time. And then some apps. And it looks like most of the apps are news too. So it's just finding people where they're at. So it's great to get visibility on these sites. But again, I don't know what search terms or what type of audience this is. It's just Google kind of using its black box algorithms to show ads to people they think are going to convert. And so far it's working. So again, it's hard to argue against it. So I'm sure I'm going to do more videos on Performance Max as it changes going into 2023 and beyond. Just a couple quick predictions and we'll see how they hold up. Number one, I bet they're going to change the name from Performance Max to something else. It might last a few years, but it'll be interesting to see how long. I'm wondering if they're going to break out local campaigns. And local campaigns is where you could just show in maps. Now you can't really do that individually, so I'm wondering if they might break that out in the future and also potentially break out shopping campaigns from Performance Max as well. So right now, if you go into Performance Max campaign settings, you can choose to add your product feed if you're selling like e-commerce products, and they'll just start showing your products within this Performance Max campaign. I've been not using this for one on this account. It doesn't have a product feed. It's not an e-commerce site. But in my experience on e-commerce sites that are running shopping campaigns, it's kind of taken over the shopping campaigns, and I don't have any control, again, with Performance Max keywords. So I like to have that control on a shopping campaign. So I'm not using product feeds with Performance Max campaigns currently. So that's kind of my second prediction. I think they're going to break some of this out in the future. It'll be interesting to see. And then my last prediction, which is really a hope, is that they're going to give more data and maybe a little bit more control with negative keywords and just trying to get a little bit more information about the audience they're actually showing to. So that's my experience so far with Performance Max campaigns. Make sure to subscribe. I'm probably going to do some updates going into 2023 because I know things are going to change with Performance Max. So subscribe and stay tuned.